Hello. Hello.
This is a new little segment we about to start doing called Attention Please, when we want to give y'all some nice little old tips.
Yes, and tonight we're going to be giving you tips on how to date safely. Um, Not even having to do with COVID or um, anything like that. We're talking about things that can actually save your life, ladies.
Yes, it's major these days with the internet, and it's easy to end up on the ID channel.
Yes, and see, that's one the reason why I watch it religiously, because whenever I think that I heard it all, I pop on ID channel and hunty. I'll be like, how do people be thinking of this stuff? But what is one of the first things that advice you would give somebody, say 19, 20, and they're just starting into the dating game? What would be the first don't you say?
Um, my main tip would be take your time. Don't
Right.
rush into anything. Like, let somebody be your friend for a good little while first, because people can pretend for a long time.
Yes, they can. Um, I went through. I just talked about that on the live with Winter. I was asking her like, "Child, how you didn't know this? Child, how you didn't know that?" But he said that he approached her from the church perspective. Okay, so
That's when you
she
really need to take
didn't do
your
her
time.
due diligence.
That's when you really need to take your time if they say they go to church.
And honey, he just put that on her hook, line, and sinker, and she fell for it. So yes, honey, she said that if it's meant to be, and I like this statement. She said, if it's meant to be in 3 months, it's gonna be meant to be in 6 months. If it's meant to be in 6 months, it's gonna be meant to be in a year. So take your time, ladies. Hey Sharon, hey Marva, how are y'all doing? We're sorry that we're a little late, but internet wouldn't let us be great tonight, and we finally got on. So yes, I say for me, I say don't let the man know exactly where you live until you're clear that you want to be dating him. Um, because it's cheaper to ghost somebody and get another phone number than it is to move every time something goes wrong. So that's something I will clearly tell women. Let your address be one of the last things they know. I really had to get on my daughter about that, like, girl, when you out there by yourself, like, you really have to be careful in who you allow into your space. So that would be my first don't.
Yeah, because that really is a thing now, especially with everything going on, and you might not want to be outside. Because that is very understandable with everything that's going on. But you
Hmm.
definitely do not want to make your house be the chill spot.
Exactly. Yes. Um, that's one thing that I would definitely tell women. Like, if he trying his best to push up in there, he must don't have nowhere to stay.
Exactly. He gonna be bringing that little game system and that little garbage bag of clothes real soon.
Boom. 'Cause that's how my first husband
Hey,
um ended
mommy.
up being at my house. Okay, because he, instead of taking his clothes with him back to his mommy's house, he would just put all his dirty clothes in my dirty clothes, and all of a sudden all his clothes are in my closet. And I'm like, When did I ask you to move in? Like I don't remember that ever being a conversation. Okay.
And ladies, beware because they will try to leave a sock, a shirt, a hat, anything to return to his wanted habitat.
Hmm. You know, with my daughter, she went through another little episode with a guy at the beginning of the year, and he was trying to come back talking about he wanted his what do you call them little things where they be smoking weed and getting ready to roll. What was you?
A cigar?
It was something that had to do with weed because you know it's legal out there, and he wanted it back, and it didn't cost like $10. And I'm like, girl, that was just a ploy to try to get there. Don't open that door.
Right. Yes, they need to have their own place to live.
T. I'm like,
Now, don't get me wrong, though. Some people have fallen on hard times, things like that. But if you're just meeting somebody and you want to explore them, y'all should be meeting on neutral ground, like a public place. Go for a walk,
yes,
bookstore,
ma'am. Yes,
something.
ma'am. Like, you don't want to eat in a restaurant, child. Tell him to meet you at the closest public park that a lot of people be to.
Right. Right.
Grinder. Grinder. This is exactly what it was, Marva. The grinder. That's what he was wanting back. And I'm like, girl, send him a cash out for $10. I cash out for you back. Okay? He was
They will
trying to
try
get his
any excuse
grinder.
to get back over there.
Uh-huh. So I said, I'm gonna cash up you the money. Just go ahead and send him a cash out. Tell him to buy another one, so he won't have that excuse. It's the only thing she had at his house, at her house of his. And I was like, girl, you told him the gate code and everything. I said, you don't do that. Like, so he was right there knocking on the door. Monique, I guess so. The way that he was pounding on that door had me about to fly out there to California. Like, don't mess with my baby now. But yeah, I would say do not do that. And
Hey, Ellen.
what's your next don't?
Don't. Don't be spending money. Don't rush to spend money. Um, I feel that in the beginning, when you're just getting to know people, you can do things that don't involve money. Like
Yes.
you can chill and do things that don't involve money because I think a lot of people like just how like people would case out your house, they will case out your pockets and see how fast you are willing to spend money. Don't
Hmm.
don't spend money immediately.
I
And that go for
say
men
that
and
is
women.
a good tip. That is a good tip. Um, I say my next don't is don't go out with somebody for the first time and you're getting in his car and he's physically taking you somewhere. I say always meet up. Drive your own car. Let him drive his own car and y'all meet up because a lot of times that's how women end up coming up missing because they haven't told anybody who they're going out with, what their name is, or where they live at. So it's like I tell my daughter, like I wouldn't even know the starting place to tell the police to go look. You know what I'm saying? Like we would have to download, get your phone and download that, and by that time he could be in Mexico. You know, so always at least tell me a first name, give me a social media profile, and I want to know at least his name so I can say, okay, police, she went out with. this person.
Definitely. I would definitely have to agree with that. And if you don't have a car, um, do like a Uber and make sure that you share your location with someone.
Yes. And that's one
Definitely
thing
don't let
that,
him drive you your first time. You don't know that man.
right. And like I told my daughter, I said, you are too close to Mexico. Only about 25 minutes away. And you'll tell end up in some kind of sex trafficking and stuff. So you have to be careful. I say I don't be telling you this to scare you, but I just know it's a lot of predators out there, and you have to take your time and get to know somebody before you're willing to trust them with you being in a car and that y'all gonna arrive at the place you say you're gonna arrive to. I say no. I can remember some times whenever I was dating back in the day, I put myself in some situations that I wasn't clear whether I was gonna get out of. You know what I'm saying? So, it's very important for you to always let somebody know where you at. Like I tell my daughter, even if you don't want to tell me you dating somebody new, at least tell your friends from around here, so I can at least get up with them and be like, okay, did Kayla say anything about going out with somebody and stuff like that? Tell somebody where you gonna be and who you gonna be with. Like you could do a screenshot of their social media and send it to your friends, something. Um, and that can literally save your life.
Yeah, you can't put anything past anyone these days. You don't know people's motives. Um, like I said, people can pretend for a long time. Sometimes you could be knowing somebody for years and still not know who they really are.
Hmm. And I, yeah, I would say so. Some people can wear that representative hat for a while before you find out who they are.
Yeah. Especially if it's a necessity to them. Like if
Hmm.
something is wrong with them and they
Hmm.
know for a fact that they have to hide this from you, they can keep that
Hmm.
up for as long as they need to. You have to really be around somebody and really observe them and get to know them so you can pick up on those signs that don't quite add up.
Right. Um, I, I tell you, I put like I told my daughter. I said I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I didn't put myself into some compromising situations. I said, but one thing that I always did was I let somebody knew where I was going. Like you be fine here and there sometimes when we don't even know that you're gone somewhere, but like she did put when she moved out there, she did put the thing on her phone where I can see where she's at. Because a perfect example was she went to Las Vegas and I didn't know she was there, and her iWatch had called 911. So on iPhones, whenever you call 911, whoever you got set up as your um contacts for safety,
Mm-hmm.
we get text. Okay, Kayla called 911. So I'm calling and calling and calling and can't get up with her, and she at the pool drunk, chilling, and I'm thinking somebody done snatched her and put her in a car. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
let somebody know where you at.
And I did not ever do that. I put myself in a lot of dumb situations and I didn't never tell nobody where I was. Thank God that I grew up in a different time era, even though it's
Hmm.
not really too much different because they was unaliving people at all times. But I've been in some situations to where it could have really been detrimental had I not had certain survival tactics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that is very important to send your location.
I can say another don't for me is
Thank you.
don't tell too much of your business too fast.
Yeah.
Don't, I mean, I know you're trying to get to know someone and you want to share, but don't overshare. Don't, I mean, he ain't got to know where you work at this point. Like, why he need to know where you work at and you just starting the date? Like, I don't understand it. Like, you ain't got to tell them everything about your life, where you from, the fact that you moved out here by yourself. Like, you don't say things like that. Just uh, you know, start with the basics and try to get to know the person's personality, and then after you being comfortable for a while, like then you can start telling them more information about it because you go ahead and tell them where you stay, your job, like they could stalk the mess out of you.
But not even just that though. When you tell people too much information too fast, they are able to, like fill in blanks and make you feel like they're really paying attention to you. They really care. They really know the things that you need, but really they're just reciting the things that you've already told them because you
Hmm.
told them too much.
Hmm. And they will play that game. Going back to winter, she said it was one of the things she did, you know, and nah, don't overshare, y'all. And another thing, if you on a date and you like somebody, please don't overshare about your ex, cause they're gonna tell me that you still want your ex, and you probably ain't gonna get another date. Okay. I don't want to hear all about her on the second date. Okay.
And
Just
curvy conscience is right that people don't get tested before having sex, but we trying to give you some tips before you even think about having sex. This way before the
mm,
sex come, because you are absolutely right. Sex comes way too fast in these
mm-hmm,
little meetups. Like just because you meet with somebody or you are attracted to somebody doesn't mean that they should automatically get a ticket to your cookie.
exactly.
So
Close your cookie jar until you know who you're dealing with because some men can take a good cookie. Okay. So,
and we see what's going around. It's just too much going around. Like
mm-hmm,
it's too many variables, and not that doesn't even go into soul ties and connections
mm-hmm,
with the wrong type of people. Slow down on the sex. I tell people all the time. Uh, I know we can't use that word, but the sex tools grow on trees. They not going nowhere. So
mm-hmm,
get to know the person to see if they even worth touching you.
mm-hmm. And curvy and conscious, it's like whenever I was in the dating pool, like before I started dating somebody else new, and I was like, look, we got to go down to the clinic, make sure both of us is clean, and we can go from there. But I had did my nursing theses on teenagers and STIs. So with me sitting there viewing all them pictures and stuff like that, I was like, no, if I decide I want to give it to you and you don't want to go take a test, and even after the test wear a condom, then you won't get inside my cookie jar. Me and my husband were just talking about this today because he's the only one that I let slide by. And I will say slide He's the only one that I broke that rule on. And just thank God he turned out to be the man that he is. You need to be careful because narcissists practice love bombing and mirroring that show you tons of love and display the attributes you've shown them to make you think you're yourself. That
Exactly.
was Winter and Kevin. That's exactly what happened to Winter. Um, she unknowingly told him everything that she wanted to hear. And I think a lot of women make that mistake.
You have to learn how to take your time. You just have to. You have to practice patience for yourself, or you just setting yourself up for failure. And my thing is, if you want something that is gonna be long lasting, why wouldn't you want to take your time before you make, those big steps like that? If you are looking for somebody to be in a relationship. If not, on the other hand, if you're not trying to step into something that's gonna take last a long time, be honest.
Right,
That's the thing that really is detrimental to a lot of relationships, because we could be friends, we can be lifelong friends. Just be honest about your motives and what you want. There are women out here that don't want a commitment. There are men out here that don't want a commitment. But why lie to the ones that do want a commitment?
right, right. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of desperate people out there. Um, and another thing you don't want to do, you don't want to tell somebody you're just starting to date all your demons, because if it's the wrong type of person, they're gonna use that against you, and it can mess up your self awareness and self esteem because they trying to figure out a way to get you in their grips. If charm don't work, then they gonna turn on the, well, you ain't such and such, and you ain't that, and you ain't that, and if you're not in the right mindset, they can take advantage of that.
That's true. I want Curvy and Conscious to inbox me on IG, because those are very great things. I'm gonna put
Hmm.
my IG handle in the chat so you can inbox me, Curvy and Conscious.
I think my husband has a little bit of narcissism, but it's not malignant narcissism. Um, you know, and I think I played a part in that because he won't like that before me.
Mhm.
Um,
So wait a minute. So you saying you turned him into one?
I think I did.
How did you do that?
Um, I think I believed in him more than he believed in himself. And
Hmm.
then once he started believing in himself and started making strides, yeah, I think it went a little bit to his head.
Wow.
So I had to slap him on the back of his head every now and then and let him know that, okay, this me.
Wow. Now that you explain it like that, like I feel like I might have done that too. And I think that that just goes into, the traits that they say of being a good black woman. Like, we want to believe in you so bad. We want to
Mm-hmm.
breathe life into you. We want to love you and encourage you. And so, like she said, there are a lot of desperate people out here. So sometimes we put a lot of energy into the wrong people just for the sake
Boom.
of saying we have somebody. Oh, I got a man.
Exactly.
But is he the man to have?
Exactly. That's what I say. Like, like, like you say, those appendages is plentiful out there. Okay. So, just take your time. All this always goes back to time.
It's a
And, you know, it always go back to time. Take your time. And I really think that, with me and my husband, we kind of rushed into moving in with each other. Um, and we ultimately broke up and we got back together. Um, but I think we did move too fast in our relationship. Um, if I could go back, I think I would do things differently. Would we probably have been together? I don't know. Um, but I think what happened was that, you know, in our marriage, a lot of things was wrapped around the kids. And like I said, whenever the kids left, that's whenever we had to re-examine each other and decide whether we even liked each other or not. Because our whole life revolved around the kids. And once they was out of the house, we're looking at each other like, okay, like where do we go from here? Um, so yeah, looking back, I do think we rushed things. It just happened to have worked out for 20 years.
Well, I think I forget what show I was watching, but I was watching something and they were explaining how marriages go through phases. So it's like you're on your second marriage and your third marriage, but with the same person though, because you evolve and you change as a person.
Hmm.
So that sounded like what that was.
Yeah. Um, and nobody's gonna be the same person that they were 20 years ago.
Right.
And I just think it's up to the couple and whether you're willing to work on it and put in the work to stay together. Um, I had to calm down a little bit because I was used to being in control of everything, the bills and all that stuff. And I realized that he wasn't the same man that he was when we got together. He was unsure of himself. He was, very hesitant to make career moves and things like that. Um, and like I said, I do think that he had a little bit of that narcissism because how when females see he had that big old RN on his chest, all of a sudden he looks like he a 20 now. Okay, not a 10, but a 20 with the RN behind his name, and I think a little bit of that went to his head. And like I said, we had to figure out whether or not we wanted to be together. Um,
Well, I'm glad
so
that it worked out.
yeah, if I would have, if you would have told me back then that I would still be married to him now, I would have. Yeah, right. Like, but I will say that my husband is the first man that I've ever been in love with. And I don't think that we wait sometimes. I think a lot of people rush into relationships and marriage and really don't know a single thing about the person. Um, somebody was on the page the other night was like, they believe in arranged marriages, but I can't imagine going into something and not knowing anything about the person other than who their family is. Like that would just be so crazy to me. I do feel like arranged marriages can work, but do you think you could be in an arranged marriage?
You can't ask me questions like that because I'm weird. So, like, at this point, I would love for somebody to arrange me a damn marriage because all the situations I feel like I done put myself in was some BS. But I don't know because we see movies. We know movies aren't true, but you know how you see a movie and it's an arranged marriage and they start out hating each other and
Mhm.
then they go through things and they go through life and the circumstances bring them closer together.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I can't honestly say if I would or I wouldn't, but I know that regardless, both situations take what? Time. That's
Time.
what works.
Everything goes back to time,
Yeah.
whether it's arranged or not. Like it
Yeah.
takes time to build a relationship. And a lot of times, I think that another thing women don't do is we don't ask the right questions. Um,
Sometimes we be asking the right questions and we don't be getting the right
let's
answer.
get lied to.
Yes. Because I be asking
But
all the questions.
I do know it's a lot of women that don't ask questions, honey. And I say I just don't know how y'all. I mean, I want to know. I want to know where your mama lives. Let's go by there. I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like after I've been with you for a little while, it's time for me to start meeting the family and stuff like that, and invite me to family functions. Like I'm not talking about 3 months or even 6 months, but a year down the line, I should know
Yeah,
your
definitely.
immediate family. So if he's not bringing you around friends and family, and y'all been together 1 or 2 years, you decide cheat.
But that's not necessarily true either because they could bring you around all those people, and those people already know that he got a different chick every month. And so they
Yeah,
can
it's
walk up right
cloaking
on in
for.
and say, "What's up, sis?"
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
just so hard. It's like nothing that we ever bring up is going to amount to time because
Boom.
the time is what's going to take for you to uncover these lies, the
Mm-hmm.
trickery, the pretending. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I've been through a situation like that where I was with somebody going on 2 years, asked all the questions I thought I was supposed to ask. I was around the family. Hey, sis, what's up, sis? All that. And the nigga was married.
I will say this about his mama. One of her sons had a main chick and side chick,
Mm-hmm.
and he did bring both of them around at different times, and she didn't say nothing to either one of them.
See?
So
It's
yeah.
crazy. You need to give time. And I know that's hard because time does not coincide with connection. You
Mhm.
could feel a connection to somebody in as little as a week. If y'all around
Mhm.
each other every day and y'all having those one type conversations and stuff like that. But you just
Mhm.
have to ask yourself, who matters more, me or this person?
Right.
You have to give yourself time. You have to.
And I think that's one thing that we do is that we put that person before our needs
Yeah.
and our wants. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Because I know that's definitely I don't know if I should call it a flaw, but that's one of my traits that I used to exhibit when I was interested into somebody. I would always put them before me. And I had to realize, like, well, in order to be who I truly need to be in this situation, I have to put me first and be present as a whole person first.
Yeah. And I'm with you, Marva. Like I used to say all the time that, I have me a little thing on the side, but getting married again, mm mm. Girl, you said your husband got another family? Oh my god. Now see, I don't get that. Okay, because my husband know I don't play that. Whatever he will do, you better do it between sunrise and sunset because at night you gonna be in his eyes. Where else will you be? Like I don't understand that. So I would love
Let
for
me
you to
tell you something.
elaborate.
Let me tell you something. I just was out of town, right? And I was around some guys and they were having a conversation. And one of the guys had just been through some BS with a girl, right? And so
Hmm.
he's telling us what happened. And they were literally sitting there angry that the girl wasn't okay with that he had another like outside family situation. Like in the older days, when things were more secretive and more uh separated, where you would have a family over here and another family in the next neighborhood, and you weren't to say nothing long as he handled his business. A lot of men have been taught that that was okay.
Right.
But at the same time, those women let that happen to where those men felt like it was okay. So it's a lot of things
Some women
that we need
didn't
to
want to be
unlearn.
bothered. Like so, there's a lot of women that says that they could go the rest of their life without having sex, and I can't understand that right there either.
Oh yeah,
So
no.
you know, um, I just say I feel like in a new relationship, you shouldn't be thinking about we already. Your needs and wants are just important as the person that you're dating. So don't put your needs and wants below theirs. I still want my needs and wants gonna be more than you until I see that you're worth me coming down and saying that your needs and wants is right there with mine. So I've always been like that. So
Yeah, I definitely don't think that I could do that. We have our own business, which he runs. He's never at the office. Our office manager handles everything. He spends all day away from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. about every day. I don't think I will be could be okay with that.
every day, 7 days a week,
I don't think I could be okay with that.
girl. And you got an office manager?
I can't even come up with anything that he might be doing. How does that make you feel though?
I couldn't
Because are we
imagine.
talking like present day that's going on right now?
5 days a week. He's gone from 9 to 10 to 46. He would have to tell me something. Like, is he
Right.
home every night? Hey, Darlene. And we have Miss D.E. Nicole up here with us tonight. Darlene is one of Marcella's um, regulars.
Hello, Miss Darlene.
Oh,
Come on.
he's home every night. So how would he have a whole family? Unless the other woman knows he got a wife. I don't I still don't understand that. Like he would have to tell me what he is doing during the day if he's not at the office. And with him being home every night, yeah, like come on up if you want to. Let me drop the stream yard because I'm this is interesting. Cause I just I mean, your testimony could help somebody.
Yeah, that's a little much for me. You
Lord,
invite her up.
Nicole.
Come on up here and talk to us.
Yeah, drop the stream, y'all, because for some reason
I
I
got you.
can't. My own computer want to act crazy.
Come up here and talk to us because
I got three screens going over here, y'all. um,
no, she know that's not his work hours because it's their business together. Hello, Kirby and Conscious.
Hi, how you guys doing?
We're
and let me first start off by saying I'm not judging you.
no.
It's just I don't understand. So I'm glad that you came up, so you can verbalize what's going on. Cause child, I just don't get it.
I know it's yeah, it is hard to understand. I don't know how I live it, but it's just normal to me. It's been like this for so long, and I
And
just
you've been married how long?
we've been married 28 years. We have four children. All of them are grown. I have an 18-year-old that's still at home. My three daughters, they've all moved out. So
Okay,
it's just my son, my husband, and myself in the house.
okay.
And my husband and I have had separate bedrooms since 2016.
oh my.
So why do you think you guys are staying in this?
We're staying in this because we have a business that grosses almost $1 million a year. And I honestly don't want to go through all that it would take to get a divorce.
Okay, so are you comfortable with him having another woman?
I wasn't comfortable at first, and this has been going on for a long time. Not so much, we say he has another family, but I'm not certain about that. I know that he's had other women, though, because
Right. I
I
can see that.
I found, I mean, before when we were still sleeping together, I found all kinds of things that pointed to that. He admitted he paid a woman on Backpage.com to perform fellatio on him. Um, we went on vacation and I found a text message from a woman saying, "Come on over. Nobody's home, so we can fuck f word."
Mm,
Well, can I ask you this? Um, with him doing whatever it is that he's doing, are you free to move how you want to move?
Well, let me just tell you, when I got that text message from that chick, when I
Mm-hmm.
saw it on his phone, we were in New Jersey, like I said, on vacation. And I have an ex boyfriend that lives in New Jersey. So as soon as I found that text message, he left with his brother and the kids to go somewhere. And I called up my ex boyfriend and we had the sex fest of the century. Yes, ma'am. I still remember it. 2011. Yes,
ugh,
Lord. Yes, Lord.
I'm not gonna say this right either, y'all. I'm not. But you know.
But it's kind of like a pat on the back though, because even as you're talking, I know
Mm,
that you're okay with what's going on, obviously, but while you're speaking to us and telling us, I can sense some sound of sadness though in
Oh,
your voice.
absolutely. Absolutely.
mhm,
Because with all my husband's flaws, and I could give you story after story, with all his flaws, I'm deeply in love with him. I am
Mhm.
deeply in love with him. I don't. It's funny. It's weird. I say that I don't want to share a bedroom with him. I like having my own space.
Mhm.
Um, I like having my freedom. I come and go as I please. He does as well. We never say, "Bye, honey. I'm going so and so." I don't know where he goes. He doesn't know where I go. We just leave. Um, Half the time when he comes home, he doesn't say hello. I'll happen to see him in the hallway and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
So you guys love each other and are roommates.
Now, see, the thing is,
Like, are you in love with him or do you love him?
this I don't know if I'm in love anymore. I know that I do love him, and I guess in his own way he loves me. But my husband has never really shown me love, like tenderness. Like he's always had snarky comments to make, jokes that were kind of insulting, and I just kind of grew to live with that. That's not how he was in the beginning. In the beginning, he was charming, he was wonderful for a while. Like the
That
first
But
was
5 years,
don't you know that you do deserve that?
I know I do. I know I do. And I think I'm just, I don't know, after 30 years of being with somebody, I'm just tired. I don't know if I want to start something new. I just don't know.
I I just don't. I mean, I'm just outside looking in. I really feel like you're not okay with it. You want the man that you laid down and had kids with to respect you enough to be like, okay, hey, we need to do better.
Yes,
Um,
you're right. No, you're right. I would like him to want to make our marriage work. For so many years, I cried and begged for marital counseling, and he wouldn't go. He would
mm,
say, "Oh, it's all you. It's your fault. It's not me. I'm perfect." Nothing he ever did was truly bad enough. For
okay,
us,
so
nothing.
he's a malignant narcissist.
See,
Can
that's
I
the
ask you a
thing.
question?
Wait, hold on. Before I just want to say, he's not a malignant narcissist. He's a covert narcissist. He's
Okay,
he's not like a in your face narcissist. He'll say things in a sneaky way. He's passive aggressive. He's not.
okay,
He doesn't have rages. He doesn't embarrass me in front of people. He's not like that. It's a quiet,
hmm,
more subtle narcissism.
And
okay.
that's what you're saying is exactly what I want to ask you. Because you did say that you were a therapist, right?
Yes, I am.
Do you think that you're giving him excuses because you have gone through certain courses, you have learned certain behaviors of people? Are you giving him some sort of like pass and trying to understand him because of the amount of time you've been with him? Because even though you love him, that's
Mhm.
still no excuse for you to live life not getting the love that you need and deserve.
Hmm.
I know you're right. I know you're right as a woman. I know you're right as a therapist. I would tell my clients this. In fact, I've told my clients the very thing you're telling me. So
Mhm.
I know it's like I'm not blind.
Yeah.
I'm walking into this with my eyes wide open. I know every narcissistic trait of my husband's. In fact, he's not just a narcissist, he actually has narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
So I know he has the disorder. And, I'm not really giving him a pass so much. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like I've just become immune to it all. Yes, it still hurts me, but at the same time, I'm kind of numb. I can't explain it.
But okay, so I don't want to get too deep, but you just have me so intrigued.
Yes, she does.
But like, because you say you're numb and like you guys don't share a room and stuff like that. So where do you get your love? And I don't mean love from your kids. I don't mean love from your siblings. I mean love, honey. I mean love.
At this point in time, I don't.
What?
I don't.
So y'all, can I ask how long it's been since you guys been together?
I will tell you, we had sex. Was it last week or the week before? And that's a whole nother story, child. Because let's just suffice it to say, my husband is middle aged. and he's got some physical issues that have led to issues in the bedroom.
Mm.
Okay.
And he doesn't want to take accountability and say, yes, I have an issue and I need to go to the doctor to get this fixed or dealt with, Viagra,
Mhm.
Cialis, whatever. That's how much of a narcissist he is. He can't admit, I need help in order to do the things that men do with their wives or women or what have you. So
So,
when we had sex, it was like, really, dude, this is all I'm getting? This half hard dick? What? This is whack.
Well,
Why?
first, before we go any further, I just want to commend you for being such a strong woman
you
because
gotta have some strings, honey,
and I'm
because
not and I'm not laughing because this is funny. I am laughing because I get giggly when I'm uncomfortable a little bit. And because you seem like your aura seems very sweet, um,
mhm,
very understanding, and I can understand like having history with somebody. You don't want to just up and leave, you know what I'm saying? But with everything you're telling us, my hat is off to you because you are a strong woman.
Well, and I'm not gonna make it sound like he's this monster and I was like this innocent, I'm a spitfire. I will fight you. I have fought him. I have screamed and said some of the most horrific things to him because I was just so pissed off. What I really wanted to say is, why can't you love me the way I love you?
Yeah, that's my question. Yeah.
mhm.
That was really what I was saying. Every time I would scream and fight, why can't you just love me the way I love you? And the answer is narcissists can't love the way normal people love. They can't.
Right,
Now it's funny that we're talking about this because before you came on, the topic was time, right?
Right.
And the time
mhm.
that you need to put into somebody so you can really get to know them. Can I ask how long was it before things started to shift in that manner for him and you?
Let's see. I noticed him being kind of controlling, I would say, after I had my first daughter, and that would be, we were probably together for about a year. I didn't see, that's another thing. You're right. Take it slow. I met
Mm.
him in July. I was pregnant with our first daughter by September. We moved in that following January. Everything moved way too fast.
Yeah,
I didn't get to know him. And plus, I was 21, he was 31.
okay. So it's the same age gap between me and my husband.
And I was kind of a black girl who was kind of whitish. I grew up in a white area in New York. He was he was a dude from the hood. He had been in prison for 8 years before I met him. So we have very different backgrounds.
Okay.
And he's a slickster. That's I know I When I started talking to family members and people from his past, I really got to see a picture of who he was because he showed me what he wanted me to see. That's why I was talking about mirroring. He showed
Mhm,
what you want innocence? I'll show you innocence. I had
mhm.
no idea that he had been to prison. I was pregnant before I found out that he had been to prison for 8 years for armed robbery.
So, not to say all men that go to jail has this problem. Do you think he has any attraction to the opposite sex?
To the opposite sex? What do you mean?
Do
Because
you
you're
think?
saying that he might have another family, are you not really sure where he goes and how the connection is not really there? Do you think he could
Asking,
be possibly masking
could
it?
he be bisexual?
Oh, I have thought that as well. Yes, it's funny you should say that. I was just thinking. I was saying I think that he either experienced some sort of molestation as a child or he experienced something in prison. Because I'm telling you, when he went to prison, he was like 18,
Okay.
and he didn't get out until he was almost 30. And he had
Wow.
been in and out. I don't know if you know anything about Rikers Island, but he had been in and out of Rikers
Yeah.
Island in New York from his teens. So,
Yeah.
and my husband is a small man of slight build. He's not a big guy.
Yeah.
So yes, I thought either he might be bisexual or he experienced some sort of sexual assault.
Trauma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trauma. Yeah,
Maybe he's facing a lot of demons he don't want to talk about.
I think so. I really do because he's very like closed off sexually. Like me, I'm very open. I told him, listen, if you want to have an open relationship, that's fine with me. I'll see other. I'm bisexual, so I'll see other men, other women. You can see whoever you want to see. Let's just be honest about it. But he's like, what do you mean? I would never do that. And everybody knows he's doing that shit. I had chlamydia when I went for my 6-week checkup after I had our fourth child, my son.
Oh my God.
So I know he was doing something.
So what makes you want to stay besides the business?
My house. I like my house. I like my
But
neighbor.
you don't gotta leave. He can leave.
I mean, yeah, but you're right. But it's like him being here doesn't bother me. In fact, I feel safe with a man in the house, him and my son. I don't. I know this sounds crazy, especially like you said when you're looking from the outside in. But I really, I don't.
It's not really
I don't think it's
crazy. I can
crazy.
get what you're saying because at this point, if my husband would go out there and do something, I wouldn't say that I would leave. Now he would meet my wrath, but I wouldn't want another woman to come in here and be in my position because I felt like I helped build this. Okay,
Right.
so I can understand that, but at a certain point, it's like I know later on down the line I will feel like I deserve more. Like if he wasn't willing to change and do more for the relationship, I feel like that even though I don't want another woman up in here, like I would feel like I would be longing. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I couldn't put my feelings to the side if he was continuously doing things out there. I just couldn't handle that.
I
So
know. I know. And I couldn't for a long time. And sometimes it still gets to me, but I've gotten to the point where it doesn't get to me like it used to. I honestly don't even want a new relationship per se. I just want a guy that I can hang out with, have fun with, have sex with, and then he goes home and I go home. That's what I want.
That's what I was asking because I don't know you, um, but I feel like I'm slightly an empath. I'm not a full empath, but I can
Mhm.
feel things through the auras and the connections and different things like that. And
Yeah.
I feel your sadness on me now. Like
Yeah.
I
mm,
feel it. And so I don't want to see that for any woman. So that's
mm,
why I asked, like, well, are you able to do what you want to do if he is in fact out here doing what he wants to do? Because like I said earlier, it's about honesty within you guys' situation, right? Your
Right.
mm.
situation doesn't look like anyone else's situation. Then it
Yeah.
becomes communication and what's okay for you guys. So that's why I asked, are you in a position to receive the love that you need to receive?
Oh, like yeah, when I'm ready to go out there, I could go out there today if I want to. I could do whatever I want. It's not like, oh, he can do what he want, but somehow I'm constrained to stay home. No, I'm not. It's just I can do it when I want to. I just don't want to right now.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I feel like I need to do some healing
Yeah.
before I can really get into because if I do get into something with somebody else, like I said, I really just want somebody to hang out with, have a little fun with or what have you. But if it did progress to something deeper, I want to give him a fresh version of myself, not the battered, worn, sad, torn up version.
And that's smart. And that goes back into what we talking about tonight. Time.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming and share your story because
I mean, it's just so interesting. Like, I think I I would. Uh, I ain't gonna say accept, but like I wouldn't jump to move on as quick as I would have been whenever I was younger. So I can't understand that part of it. What I can't understand is the whole roommate vibe. Like I don't want to be in this house with somebody that I can't sit down and talk to. We can't joke. We can't. I mean,
Oh no, we do. We do.
y'all do.
Right now, we're not talking because we're pissed off at each other. But when things are good, we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about the kids. We talk about the business. We are really friends. We're very much. We go bike riding together. I mean, yeah. So we spend time together, but it's strictly as friends, and then I can't bring up anything like the other women or anything like that because he'll get upset. Why are you bringing that up? That's not true, and start denying and lying. And so
Sound like
that's
Hmm.
guilty.
yeah, sounding real. Oh my gosh, there was one time I had him in his bedroom and I was hounding him. I was like bringing up all the incidents, all the evidence throughout the years, and it was like he was trying, get out of my room, get out of my room. You're trying to give me a heart attack. Get out of my room.
But see, that part is what um
That
I can
manipulation.
understand because I'm the type of person like that too. Like when I want to be up under you and I want to be lovey dovey, cool. But when I want my own space and my own me time, I'm good with
Mm-hmm.
that. So that's why I can understand that. My only thing was the tone that I hear and the feeling that I'm getting through the airwaves is the only thing that
Mm-hmm.
I was asking about because I would want you to be happy no matter what the situation is.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
you, and now
And I
it'd be
mean,
I'd be
I
lying if I
don't.
said that there wasn't in depth sadness. This is 30 years of sadness. It doesn't just
Yeah.
disappear. It takes time. And yes, there was a lot of hurt. But back when I was younger, I really tried to be everything he wanted me to be. I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married, but I did it. Had all these babies. I had, 4 kids between the ages of 21 and 32. So I had these kids and I'm raising them, and I'm a housewife. I'm home. He's working. His mother came to live with us at one point because his mother had schizophrenia and she needed someone to care for her. So no, she wasn't one of those like crazy people who's all in your face. She was real quiet, stayed to herself. She lived down in the basement because we had a basement apartment. But yeah, so I was very much tried to be the wife he wanted because I really loved him and I wanted it to work, but he never gave me the same warmth and appreciation back. I never really got that from him, but I kept fighting for it and having
So
kids.
is some of the separation that's going on a little bit um, of maybe resentment for making all the accommodations for him?
What do you mean the separation? You mean me live
I
me?
mean, like that you don't share bedrooms and stuff like
What?
that, and you're
Well,
okay with being separate parts of the house, so that you can kind of like um, pour more into yourself right now because you've given so much of yourself to him.
yeah, I guess so. Cause the thing was, it's like in 2016, I think we had an argument, and I was like, we need to go to marital counseling. If we don't go to marital counseling, this marriage is just not going to work. And he just, continued to refuse. So he slept downstairs one night because my daughter had moved out, and he stayed down there a couple nights. And then I took all his stuff, moved it down there, and that's where he stayed ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just
And
don't.
but I can tell that he's got a lot of issues as well because if you saw his room, ladies, you would flip out. It is so filled with junk and mess and stuff everywhere. He has a leaf blower in his bed. Yes. So whatever he's doing, whatever he's going through, it's tearing him up inside.
Mm.
Maybe he's not living his truth.
That's why he's not living his truth, and it comes out in All these, he hoards. We've got warehouses full of stuff, trucks full of stuff, the basements full of stuff. He just collects things, 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 and he's all about money. Money, 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 money. That's what drives him.
I don't know if I could stay in that. I just don't like. You
That's
know,
because
I'm like DE Nicole. I like my space too.
mm,
Like that's why I got a queen cave. And my husband has a king cave because we don't like to watch the same things on TV, and we don't like to be up on each other 24/7
right.
like some couples. I can totally get that. But I just don't know if I can live with a total stranger in my house. I put it that way.
But I
Like,
mean, he's not a stranger. He's a roommate. The thing is, he's a stranger when you compare it to what a husband should be. But if you take all that away, he's a roommate.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all
I
in
have,
what you're willing to accept, you
yeah,
know?
exactly. I have radically accepted that this is the way this man is, and he's never going to change. The only thing that has to change is either me deciding to continue to stay or to go because he's not changing. This is who he is.
And it all goes back to what, Nicole? It's
Time.
time.
Time. And I definitely want to stay in touch with you. Um, I put my IG handle in the comments.
Yeah, I got it.
Because um, I think that you have much more to offer than what we've learned today, because I just feel it. But even with what we heard today, you could help a lot of people. There's a lot of
Mhm.
people going through things, and they don't want to be open about it. They don't even know how to approach the situation to talk to somebody about it. So I thank you
Mhm.
for coming and sharing. Um,
Right. And like I
No,
said, no judgment. This no
no,
heat, no judgment from here.
oh, I
I
hear
just was
you.
very curious.
No, and I wanted to talk about it because I've been afraid of judgment for so long. But listen, ladies, I'm 50 years old and I don't give a damn what nobody thinks no more.
When I hit, I'm almost 52, and whenever I hit 40, that's when that happened for me. You
well,
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not going to tell how old I am, but I am really, really trying to not care. But I was raised to care. I
Yeah.
was raised to um, know that people are watching me at all times
Mm,
and
Right.
they're judging my every movement and face expression and uh,
Hmm.
sigh and eye movement. So
I
I'm
was, I
learning
was
to not be
there.
so hard on myself. But it's
yeah.
Niecy, you know, I'm very, very hard on myself. So
Hmm.
that's why I commend you. But I can also hear the underlining tones of things too. Like,
Well, yeah,
Right.
there's all kinds of mixed. Yeah, like you said, this I only scratched the surface. There's a whole lot underneath. You're right.
yeah.
Right.
Well, we wish you the best of luck and we can't wait to talk to you again.
I
Um,
cannot wait. Like, please keep in touch with us.
will
Yeah.
do. Will do. Thank you, ladies.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
That was wonderful because she did pretty much sum up a lot of what we were talking about as far as taking your time.
Hmm. Yeah, because the relationship started off way too quick, and they became serious way too quick with a kid involved. And
Hey,
ladies, you got to take your time.
yeah, like, and even though she's okay with her situation, you know, you might not
Mm,
be as strong as her, or the
right,
guy might not be where her man is, or whatever, you have to take your time. You have to take your time because you're going to look back and you may not like what you put up with or what you were willing to do. Or because I've been in situations where I felt like I'm staying because love conquers everything. And I'm there for so long and I'm looking around like, what am I doing here? And you
right,
begin to not like that person. because you resent what you've put up with.
Right. Right.
So
I totally feel that. Um, I just, I've been in a situation where, like I said, whenever the kids left, me and my husband really had to look at each other and like what we do now. I feel like our relationship is better right now than it has been ever. Um, but like I tell people, it takes concessions. That's something that I wasn't willing to do in the beginning. Like it was my way, pretty much, or the highway. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have some concessions. You got to have commitment and communication in the relationship for it to work. And I feel like the communication in their relationship is pretty much blocked on the fact that he's not really voicing what's really going on with him inside. I think he wants to tell her, but to tell her is to make her look at him in a different way. And he doesn't want her to look at him in a different way.
yeah.
When she will probably be understanding of it. You know what I mean? But he's just not willing to take that cloak off and show her the real him. And I
That's why I
think
said
that's
she was
sad
strong.
after 4 kids.
That's why I said she was strong. Like
Mhm.
I don't, you know what? I don't think that men truly understand the strength of a woman's love.
Right.
If a woman really love you and we know that you're being honest about a situation, we pretty much can deal with anything
Mhm.
if you tell me the truth.
Mhm.
But when it comes to hiding and pretending and all that type of thing, that's a different ball game.
It's a whole different ball game, and I just don't like to be lied to whenever I'm keeping it 100.
Right.
Don't lie to me now, and I'm keeping it 100. Don't do that. So that's another don't in a relationship. Like I want to know the truth. I want to know um if I'm not living up to what you thought I was gonna be. Like I want all of that. Like tell me everything that's on your mind, and if we can work it out, fine. If we can't work it out, fine. But just be honest and tell me that what you feel. And I think there's a lot of relationships where people don't understand or know where their partner is in the relationship because you just don't talk enough. You know what I mean? So very very interesting situation she's in. I wish her the best. Um,
Definitely.
because I'm a Leo and I'm a bit crazy, and um, you know only thing I could be thinking about is, you know what I'm saying? So,
But see,
I
I
mean,
feel like I have some of your traits because I'm a Scorpio. So I have some of those traits too. But I could relate to what she was saying as far as sometimes I don't want to be bothered. Like
mhm,
I love you, but leave me alone. I want to go
right.
into my own area, my own space. And
Hmm.
I might want to dip and dab with somebody else. I don't know. But you know, it's all about honesty and being okay in your situation. And I think that a lot of
Right,
people don't want to talk about their situations for fear of being judged. When who are we
right,
to judge? Nobody.
right. And, me and DE Nicole, we're going to be doing some more of these, and I want everybody to feel comfortable in this space because there's no heat, no judgment from us. But we're gonna ask questions because we're curious and we want to know. But there's no judgment that goes along with that, ladies.
Yes, this is a no judgment zone.
Yeah, his first wife had a baby on him. That could explain. a little bit, but I don't think it explains it all. Um,
Especially how he treats you, and you've been there holding it down, basically, for lack of a better word.
mhm, mhm,
But it all boils down to today's topic. It was dating, safety, and everything like that, but we've boiled
mhm.
it down to time. You have to
Time,
take your time. You have to take your time for yourself, and then you got to take time for them, because people hold on to a lot of things. We've all dealt with things. People say, "Well, I've had a very traumatic childhood." We've all been through traumas. We've
mhm.
all been through
And
some major things.
I think that's what people do. Like they try to
Right.
weigh their trauma against yours.
Yeah, no.
Like I might not experience the same type of trauma that you've experienced, but don't listen my situation because it's not as bad as yours.
And
And I
everybody
think,
handles things differently.
mhm,
You might be stronger than me in this area. I might be stronger than you in this area. What we need to do is,
right,
when we decide to be together, is to talk about these things and see where we are emotionally with each other. Because
right,
when you are with somebody, you're supposed to be a puzzle piece. Where you a
mm,
little weak, I'm supposed to have your back. Where I'm a little weak,
right,
you're supposed to have my back. But we have to talk about these things and find out where I need to be strong at, so that we can move forward and be the strongest couple we could be.
right.
So
And it goes back to time. And don't rush into anything, ladies. Um, and one of the main things that I think that I would tell young ladies is don't
yeah,
give yourself to everybody. Not everybody deserves even your time, much less your body. So be with that person long enough to know at least whether they're capable of giving you 2 gallons of love or 10 gallons of love. You know what I'm saying? At least you know the person for who they are, and you decide whether or not you want to continue in it based on how you see that person.
because
Um,
sometimes time don't have nothing to do with it either. Because you can know somebody all your life, and that still don't mean they deserve to have your cookie.
right. So yeah, that's definitely, yeah. Like I said, everything goes back to time. And I would like to tell one thing that I was going to talk about a little while ago is telling my transsexual sisters, because I've been seeing this a lot lately. Be honest with who you are from the gate, because I've seen a lot of deaths and beatings and things like that. Be honest with who you are from the gate, wherever you first talking at. Be honest about the fact that you are transsexual, because um, that community has been and is still going through a lot. So be careful no matter who you love or want to love or
That,
have sex with. Be honest and take your time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I ain't never just lay down to be humping. But like I said, it's like I was just selective in who I was gonna hump. If you get what I'm saying.
And you need
So
to know who you are, though. If you are the type of person who sex connects you to that person, and you know you need
right.
to not be connected to that person, then you need to be careful, more careful with how you having sex. But some people
Hmm.
can have sex and separate their emotions from sex. Some people cannot. So that
And
goes back into time too, learning yourself before you learn somebody
hmm
else.
right. And I think it's just some women, not saying this is you being conscious, but some women just don't want to be alone. The fact that they can say that I do have a husband is like comforting in itself. You know what I'm saying? So I think some women go through that also. I've never been that person, but I do think I've made some concessions in my relationship that I might wouldn't have whenever I was younger. And I think that's the biggest thing is want to learn each other. Like not just learn me sexually, but I want you to learn me and I want you to know my flaws and not use them against me. That's one of my biggest things. Like if I'm willing to go through and tell you what my demons are, is for you to help me out and show me that you are not the same thing. Not to use my demons against me whenever things aren't going your way.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that in relationships I see a lot, especially now when people were spending more time around each other than they ever had to spend before when we were locked down. Like it
And it
really
sounds
made
like another one's
people look
coming.
at each other.
It sounds
Like,
like another one's coming too.
yeah, I think another one's probably on the horizon for late September, October. So
And that
I
could
just
have been a wake up call. Because a lot of people rush into things and then you stuck into a situation where you can't leave from that person and you like, well, I didn't know that you didn't really wash your ass. Or I didn't really know that you don't know how to wash dishes properly. Like it's little things like that that if you were to be around somebody and you could learn somebody, you could pick up on little things like that.
hmm and it's like with my husband, I feel like he's so lax in a lot of areas, and it's a lot of areas that I felt like that's a little weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that I I, I ain't gonna lie now. I love this little black chocolate man that I'm with. He make me smile on a daily. He's the only man that I can say that I let. I ain't gonna say. How can I put this? He was the first man that checked me, if you can believe that. Like he's the first one that checked me and let me know that, like, look, in this relationship, I'm the man. Okay, no matter how you navigated your other relationships, girl. Like at the end of the day, I'm the man. We in this relationship. We biblical based, so that means I'm supposed to lead. But I won't comfortable giving him the keys until a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he saw that you got to make me comfortable with giving you the keys. Okay. So yeah, I just feel like a lot of times we don't take enough time to actually, like I said, to know whether or not this person is even capable of giving you what you want. It's like it's all perceived at first, and then you get too far in it. You get married, have a baby, and you feel kind of stuck sometimes. Um, I just want people to really understand that time tells all.
Take your time.
um,
Take your time.
yeah, and we didn't get through all our safety lists tonight. But I felt like her coming up was very revealing in itself. Um, so yeah, and we just can't wait to get more into different things. Like, I love to talk about sex, but I'm not gonna get into all that when we got Marcella's page linked, but we gonna, over on you can check us out on over on DE Nicole's channel. We're probably gonna be broadcasting from my channel, and we're also on Patreon, and you can go over there, and we're gonna get down with the nasty, nasty over there. I can't wait.
You see, she accidentally got her name up there.
Yeah, I accidentally got my
Yeah,
nasty.
forgot to change her name over there.
Because I am a very spiritual being, and I feel like sex is not everything in a relationship, but it plays a part.
It's
And
definitely a major part, but I digress.
and I just love that topic. And when y'all see my toys and what I be playing with, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, she's a freaking dicky.
But make sure that you tune in so we can keep you posted on those times. And we definitely will come back with a part 2 for the
Yeah,
safety of dating and things that are going on. And definitely, if you have some ideas of things you want to talk to us about, attention, please let us know.
please. I put both of our link trees down in the description, so you can hit us up on all our platforms. If you want to come in my inbox on Instagram and talk to me about anything, it stays with me.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
I don't, I'll be like, I might well ask somebody if they're going through something that I feel like gonna help somebody else. I'd be like, can I use your situation but not use your name type thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I ask you whether you're comfortable with that or not. But no heat, no judgment from us at all because we've been through some stuff also.
Yes, Curvy and Conscious, please hit me up on IG because I definitely would like to reach out to you and talk to you about some other things that I don't want to say on this platform, but there's some major things going on. I just want to let y'all know that it's a new day and time where
Mm-hmm.
we are going to be uplifting each other as Black women. We're going to be supporting each other. There are
Yes,
going to be
ma'am.
programs and things available, resources. So just stay
Mm-hmm.
tuned because that's what we're about. We're about spreading love and understanding. Sometimes we might have to check you if you're wrong, but for the most part, we want to share love and understanding, though.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, Marcella, speak with your girl, Marcella. Marcella speaks, whichever one you want to use. She's a wealth of information about like resources and things in the community that you might not know about. She has a wealth of knowledge dealing with things like that. My background, I'm an RN and advice giver because I've been through some stuff. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here because both of us is getting droopy eyed. And my words are starting to jumble a little bit in my mind because I'm tired, y'all. So make sure whenever you see us live, you come and check us out. And we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna get on a regular schedule hopefully soon, so you know when we're gonna be coming on. And Nicole, final word.
Yes, I just thanks you guys for having me on this platform, and I can't wait to do more with you guys. And everyone, have a good night, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.